go. All right, today's date, 11/20. Wow. 19. Okay, so today we're talking about arithmetic sequences and series. Okay, again, a sequence is a list of numbers. That's my list of numbers is a sequence, and a series is to add them all up. Okay, add them, sorry, so sloppy, add them all up. That's a series. Okay, so when you hear the two words, sequence, just a list of numbers, series just means add them all up. Okay, so arithmetic sequence, if it is, then what we're doing is, and I'm going to use some great English words, we're going to be adding or subtracting the same number to each term. Okay? If I take a look at example 1, then in example 1, I'm going plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. This one is arithmetic, right? So if you add or subtract the same thing each time, that's going to make it arithmetic. And if it is arithmetic, then we've got these two nice formulas that we want to use. The first formula is the A of n equals A1 times n minus 1 times d. And that's a formula for a sequence, which means that formula will help me make a list of numbers. So this formula will help me make a list of numbers. Okay? So A of n is whatever term you want to make. If I want to make the 5th term, that'd be A of 5, right? If I want to make the 100th term, that'd be A of 5. A1 is always the first term. N is whatever term you want to make, or whatever term you're looking at, whether it's the first, second, or third, whatever. And D is always the difference. It's the adder or the subtractor, okay? So, example 1. Write a rule for this arithmetic sequence. So we've got a rule. So let's start off with we know it's arithmetic sequence, so let's just start off with A of n equals A1 plus parentheses n minus 1 times d. Now if I need a rule, I need a variable. Okay? Whenever you need a rule, like an equation, you need a variable. So the variable that we keep is n. So n stays n. If we need a variable, because we've got to have something to plug into, right? So you keep n as a variable. So we're going to go A of n equals 3 because 3 is my first term, plus n minus 1, because we need a variable to have a formula, keep n as n, times 5, because the difference is 5, right? I'm going plus 5, plus 5, plus 5, okay? So that is my formula, but I'm going to tidy it up a little bit. That's my formula, but I'm going to tidy it up. A of n is equal to 3 plus 5n minus 5, right? I'm just going to tidy it up. You don't have to tidy up, but I like to tidy it up. A of n then is equal to 5n minus 2, okay? Then I don't have to, but I could check it. I'm pretty sure this is correct. But if I plug in 1, right? 5 times 1 minus 2 is 3, right? If I plug in 2, 10 minus 2 is 8, right? So it works, right? My formula does work. This formula that I created makes that. Now that was a lot easier than just what we did a couple of days ago, where you had to try and guess the formula, right? Remember 2 days ago you had to guess. It's like, well, we're going up by 5s, and we have to do an adjuster. Remember how we talked about doing the adjuster? Boom, there it is. Formula's done for you, right? Isn't that sweet? Didn't have to do anything except for know the formula, okay? Awesome. Now, example 2. Example 2 is a little bit different because we get A17.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, I did find. Oh, thank you. The 23. Well, that's easy, right? I'm going to go A of 20. Thanks, Austin. 5 times 20 minus 2, right, which is 100, minus 2, which is 98. Thanks, Austin. Somebody else said it too. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. Okay, now, example 2. Now, here's the problem. I've got the 7th term, and I've got the 26th term, okay? Now watch me on the board do something, and don't write this down. Just watch, okay? So what I want to do is this. Okay, so A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. Somebody's eventually going to say, Mr. Davis is fast way to do this, but I want you to see how it works, okay? So what I know is this. I know the seventh term is 17. And all the way out here, A26, right? A26, just want you to watch. A26, blah, 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 a whole bunch in between, is 93, okay? So, I don't know A1. And I don't know the difference. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to call this A1 for a second, okay? So if I call that A1, it's like taking the 7 and shifting it all the way to A1, okay? So I put the 17 here and call it A1. Then this one shifted back 6. Does that make sense? I moved it all the way back 6 terms, right? So that means let's move this one back 6 terms. So that means this one will go to A20. So I'm just taking the entire thing and moving it so that I can move it to the beginning. Because it really, in a sense, it doesn't really matter where we're looking at the sequence, as long as we can get the difference between it, right? So just take the whole thing and say, let's just move it to the beginning and figure out what we're doing to make it sure. So I'm going to move A7 to A1. That means A26 becomes A20. So that means 93 is now my A20, okay? All right, now how's that going to help me? Well, let's use my formula. Okay, can I erase all this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to erase all this, okay, and I'll put it back on my notes, okay? So what I did, I'll write on the notes, is I shifted A7 became A1 is 17. And that means I shifted this one back 6. So I'll shift this one back 6. So I'll say A20 is 93. How's that going to help me? Well, I have a formula. See, and the reason I had to do that is because the formula itself, if I shift to the formula is A of n equals A1 plus n minus 1 times d, right? Now, I have an A1. I do. I have an A1. My A1 is 17. I needed an A1 to use my formula. Okay, so I can put 17 here. Now, A26 now becomes A20, so my n is 20. Hopefully this is not confusing you too much. So my 20 minus 1, and I don't know the difference, but I do know when I plug in 20, I'm going to make 93. I know the 20th term is 93. Now I can solve for D, can't I? So if I solve for D, then I'm going to be able to get some things. Okay, if I solve for D, I'm going to go minus 17, okay, 93 minus 17, and I get an answer of 76 equals 19D, okay, with 19 there, right, 19D, right, 19. Divide by 19, divide by 19, divide by 19, and I get an answer of 4. So what's going on is the difference is 4. So in this thing, I'm adding 4 each time, okay? So let's make a formula. So what I know so far is this on my formula. I've got A of n, here's my formula, I'm going to make my formula, equals A1. I don't know the first term, though. I don't know the first term. I can solve for the first term. I can. In fact, let's solve for the first term. So at this point now, we can find, because we know the difference, we go back to this formula, or you can work it backwards. There's 2 ways to do it. The easiest way, you ready? The easiest way is to go here, subtract 4. That'll make the 6th term. Subtract 4. That'll make the 5th term. Subtract 4. Subtract. Does that seem like the easiest? Okay, I like the formula also. I'm going to show both, okay? So let's do this. So the easiest way, Julia got, okay, so we got a calculator real quick. Okay, did you do it already? So I'll just do it. I'll do it up here, okay? So the easiest way for a lot of kids, okay, if 17 is the 7th term. If I subtract 4, there's my 6th term. Subtract 4, there's my 5th term. 4th term, 3rd term, 2nd term, 1st term. So my first term, A1, is -7. I'm going to show the formula, okay? Plus, and n minus 1 times d. There's my formula. Now, I like to use the formula also. So if you're a formula person like me, okay, and you are too, I can say that right here, I'm going to do it right up here to find the first term. If I know that 93 is the 26th term, right? 26 minus 1 times 4. It's kind of squished in there, Caden, you see it? I plugged in my 93 as my 26th term. My difference is 4, and if I do the math on this, I'll get that's 25 times 4 is 100. Subtract 93 and I get negative. So I'd have a 93 equals A1 plus 100. A1 is negative 7. Which way do you like? Probably counting back, don't you? Yeah. I'll wait for you, Autumn. I like the formula way. What do you think, Caden? Julia, it's easy to just count back, though. But sometimes, if you have to count back, a lot count back, the hard part is if you have a lot of count back, like let's say that we know the 20th term, you got to count back, count back, count back, count back, count back, count back. Having a formula helps, okay? All right, does that help? Okay, we made a formula. Okay, this one's a little bit harder, but I think we can handle this, okay, because we're smart. Okay, oh, I made a mistake. What was my mistake? What did I forget in this formula? I know D, don't I? What's D in this problem? 4. That's what I need. And I can tidy this up if I want to. Let's see, I'll have a negative 4, so I'll have a 4n minus 11. That's a better answer right there. I'll highlight that, okay? That's a better answer. I just tidied it up. That's a 4. Okay? I know it's early to be thinking so hard. Ready? Turn the page, right? Okay, series. Okay. Series means, what does series mean? Adding. Good, hallelujah, I'm doing my job. What does series mean? Add them all up, right? Add them all up. Good. So, number 3, 5 plus 9 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 plus 17. So I want to add up for the first 30 terms, right? Let's use our formula. You got to go, Jay. Make sure you grab the homework.
I did.
You got it? Okay.
Thank you.
Let's add them all up. Okay, so first of all, if I'm going to use this formula, I'm going to go S of n equals n times A1 plus AN divided by 2. Okay, let's use our formula. Austin, did you get the notes? Yep. Or the homework? Okay. Okay, let's use the formula. So first of all, if I'm going to make 30 terms, I know n has to be 30, right? 30 terms. N is the number of terms. There's going to be 30 terms that I want to add up the first 30, okay? I know A1 is 5, right? But I don't know A of 30. I don't know A of 30. I don't know the last term. 2 ways to find it. Just make it, keep adding, keep adding. Oh, what a drag. Or, I think we have a formula for that. I think we have a formula. I think our formula is right there. So if we want to find the 30th term, so if I want to find this, I'm going to use my A1 plus n minus 1 times D. So let's make the 30th term so I can plug it right into here. So A of 30 is equal to A1, which we know is 5, right? Plus n is 30, right? 30 terms, 30 minus 1. And what's D up here? What's D? 3. Okay, now I can figure out what the last term is. I'm just using my calculator. I'm going to go 5 plus 29 times 3, and I get an answer of 107. So the last term would be 107. So this thing goes dot, 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 plus 107. I'm just going to add that up there, okay? So I know that this thing goes, you know, a whole bunch of plus 107, yeah. Okay. So now, I can use my formula. So instead of going 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 plus 17 plus, let's just use our formula. S of 30, because I need the sum of the first 30 terms, equals n, 30 terms, parentheses, The first term is 5. The 30th term, a of n, the 30th term we just found was 107 divided by 2. Just use your calculator, 30 parentheses, 5 plus 107 divided by 2, and I get an answer of 1,680. Okay? Last, John.
Wait, I don't think 830 is 107.
It would be
92.
Did I make a mistake somewhere?
29 times 3 is
Is this wrong?
87 and then
Plus
it'd be plus
5.
5, so that'd be 92.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. This answer is wrong. Thank you.
No.
Yeah, 92 goes there, right? Yeah?
Don't.
It's okay. 330. Let's see if I do this right. 5. Must have pushed the wrong button. It happens. Might have got distracted by the guys leaving. How about 1,455? Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that what you got, John?
Yeah.
Thank you. I make mistakes, doggone it. But thanks for catching my mistakes. Okay. All right. Now, last but not least, number 4. What does this symbol mean?
Sum.
It means sum, right? This symbol means sum. Is it arithmetic? One way you could do is start plugging in some numbers. If I plug in 1, what do you get? Plug in 1, what do you get? When you plug in 1, what do you get?
9.
Okay. Plug in 2, what do you get?
12.
Plug in 3, what do you get?
18.
Plug in 3, what do you get?
18.
All right, is it arithmetic?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I like that because I have a formula, right? So if it's arithmetic, I've got this S of n equals n times a1 plus an divided by 2, okay? How many terms am I going to have?
27.
So I know n is equal to 27, and I'm going to make sure, because we're going to, n is 27, right? Because you're going to go from 1 to 27, so 27 terms. A1, oh, it's nice, I just made it. A1 is 9, right? Everybody agree with that? I plugged in 1 and got my first term. Capiche? Okay. Now, how many terms are there? 27. Now, what's the last term?
Times
That would be the 27th term.
What is the 27th term?
So,
How do I make the 27th term?
plug in 27.
Plug it in. See, this is much easier, isn't it? Because you already have a formula, right? So if I want the 27th term, if I want a of 27, it's just going to be 3 times 27 plus 6. So I'm just going to take my 27 and plug it in to make the 27th term. Okay, what is that? I don't know.
87.
So we wouldn't
87?
have to
10 times.
No, you wouldn't have to use the other formula
think
because you already have a formula, right? You already have that arithmetic formula, right? So it's easier, isn't it? If you've given a formula, Isaac, it's easier, right? In this one, you didn't have a formula,
To be
so I need to make a formula, okay? So what is that? What did you say it was?
87.
87? You guys said it was 87?
Times 3, which
Is it 87?
61.
3 times 27 plus 6.
It's 87.
Is it 87? Okay. No, it doesn't like it. I'm going to believe you. I just keep getting the wrong answer. Okay, so then, let's do the formula. S of what? S of what?
that's 27.
27, right? Because I want the sum of the first 27 terms. So I'm going to go S of 27 equals n. What's n?
27.
27. A1 is
What,
9. A of n, which is A of 27, is 87 divided by 2. 27 parentheses 9 plus 87 divided by 2. I get an answer of 1,296. Okay, got it. Okay, so this one's a little bit harder, isn't it? So